Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And obviously, everybody wants to know how good is their spec going to be for Dragonflight Season 4. And we're going to be going off some details and information that we have so far to try and get a bit of a grasp of what could possibly happen moving into the start of that season, given that there are going to be some changes for set bonuses on classes, and some classes set bonuses are going to be not changing at all, and item level is going to be going up as a whole. So if you want to stay up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, make sure that you're staying ahead of the competition, smash that subscribe button, and let's get started because we got a lot to talk about here. For Blood Death Knights, you're going to be receiving a Season 2 set bonus, which is going to increase the damage of your Heart Strike and your Blood Boil by 10%. Your Vampiric Blood is also going to be infused with Strength, granting you 10% Strength. So Blood DK is probably going to be OP in PvP. I straight up think this set bonus, it's probably going to make you really OP in PvP. You're already a really sleeper spec, but you're probably going to be disgusting. Frost Death Knights, they decided to go with the Season 2 set bonus, which is going to be 10% Howling Blast damage, and Consuming Rime increases the damage of your next Frostworm's Fury by 4%, stacking up to 10 times. Pillar of Frost will now call a Frostworm's Fury at 25% effectiveness, but will not freeze enemies, and Frostworm's Furies, it causes enemies to take 20% increased damage from your critical strikes for 12 seconds. So you're going to be losing the ability to chill streak off of a single target, which in situations where you can only get one person hit, it's going to feel like a loss. But if you can get multiple enemies stacked together, I think this crit damage modifier, likely with our stats getting as disgustingly high as they are going to be, could possibly make Frost Death Knight somewhat more viable. Obviously, in 3v3, I think it's got niche compositions with things like Devastation Evoker, but in solo shuffle, it can be a bit of a struggle, and maybe it'll be even more of a struggle because you won't be able to chill streak off of yourself anymore, unfortunately. For Unholy Death Knight, they're just keeping the same set bonuses moving forward, so you're probably going to stay the same kind of average, mediocre level that you're currently at. Your really only advantage with the Death Knight is Chains of Ice and running away. That's it. That's the only thing you really got going for you right now is Chains of Ice and running away, and that's probably going to continue to be the case moving into Season 4. For Havoc Demon Hunters, you guys are also going to be keeping the same Season 3 set bonus, which is going to likely make you as strong as you currently are. I wouldn't see you going down or up, and you're pretty close to the top as it is anyway. So Havoc Demon Hunters are going to be pretty happy, I think, moving into the beginning of Season 4. Vengeance Demon Hunters, this spec is actually pretty viable in PvP. It has a huge amount of crowd control. So Sigil of Flame, they went with the Season 3 bonus, so you're probably going to be staying about the same, I would imagine, for Vengeance Demon Hunter. For Druid, balance specifically, I think you're going to be getting a lot stronger, given the fact that the Season 3 set 4 set bonus doesn't even work with Incarnation in PvP. The Season 1 set bonus is going to be increasing your Star Surge and Starfall, or your Star Surge and Starfall will, be increasing the next Wrath or Starfire by 20%, stacking up to 3 times. Warrior Valoon becomes really good with this one. And when you enter Eclipse, your Star Surge or Starfall will cost 5 less Astral Power and deal 20% increased damage. That 20% increased damage is going to have some gnarly scaling, I would imagine. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled potentially for some class tuning that comes through, but Moonkin is very happy with these changes moving into Season 4. Feral Druid, again, main problem with Feral Druid is survivability. You're keeping the same set bonus. You're going to be keeping, I would imagine, the same clone playstyle that you're moving, and you're probably not going to be advancing, up or down in terms of any sort of ranks given their current placing and with what's not actually changing with them, right? Guardian Druid, I don't know what it is, but the tanks are getting some crazy set bonuses. Like this one increases the damage of your Mangle and Thrash and their rage generation by 15% and will heal you for 6% of the damage taken. Raise and Maul, specifically Maul, that's an important one, is going to increase damage by 20%. And casting Iron Fur or Maul, it will increase your maximum health by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. The tanks are actually going to be really disgusting. Resto Druid, you're keeping the same set bonus. You are the best shuffle healer, I think, by far. You can carry lobbies with clones. You have really good output. You're really versatile. You fit with pretty much everything in the game. Resto Druid is just one of the best picks you can go for in terms of competitive play at the moment in PvP. For Evoker, we've got Augmentation. You guys are unfortunately going to a set bonus that it was not that good. It was not that good. Every third Prescience is going to last 100% longer, and casting Prescience enhances your next Eruption with smaller fissures. For each Prescience you have active, each dealing 110% spell damage, and extending Ebb and Might by 0.2. This is really good in PvE, but doesn't basically make your one shot super strong. So you'll probably be about in the same position. It's honestly not that bad, but Devastation is just shining a little bit brighter than you at the moment. And Devastation is going to be going back to season 2, which I think is possibly a bit worse, although at the same time, maybe not, just because Disintegrate is going to shoot out Obsidian Shards, and Disintegrate's already like upwards of 50% of your overall damage, so getting more damage on your Disintegrate could actually make this set bonus really scary, especially with how high up the stats are going to be scaling. So definitely keep an eye. I think Devastation could actually be stronger with the Season 2 set bonus. For Preservation, you are absolutely going to love this Season 1 set bonus. It was the craziest one. It was the one where you got instant cast Living Flames, and you just got more healing on your Reversion. So you are very happy as a Preservation Evoker. And honestly, right now, I'm trying to do my rank 1 push. If you'd like to follow that, follow my Twitch. It's linked in the description down below. Yeah, Preservation Evoker is going to be really nasty with this coming back. This was a really powerful set bonus in PvP. For Hunter, Beast Mastery, you're keeping the same Season 3. Can't see you really moving anywhere in terms of weakness or power. I don't think you're going to be falling off. You're just be about the same where you are. I think a lot of people at the moment are actually opting for Survival, given all the buffs that it's been getting so far. And I'm seeing a lot more versatility on a lot of different versatile specs. You can tell that I'm recording this and I'm exhausted, but you're seeing a ton of different specs actually popping up on the PvP ladder at the moment. The meta is actually unfolding and quite a lot of fun. If maybe you've checked out of retail at the moment, you might actually be missing out on a lot, because I've actually been really enjoying the 3v3s that I've been getting into lately. Marksmanship Hunter, you're keeping the same bonus. You really like that one. The rapid fire doing additional damage, and then volley from it, and then every 10 focus is going to have a 3% chance to reduce the cooldown of that rapid fire and cause it to shoot 100% additional shots. This was a really fun set bonus. Marksmanship Hunter is going to be crazy good. The sniper shot build that I started playing like 3 months ago when everybody was telling people don't play sniper shot in PvP. Yeah, you play sniper shot in PvP. This thing is super fun. It does disgusting amounts of damage. Marksman is going to be really fun, I think, in Season 4. Survival Hunters, you're going back to Season 1 set bonuses. So this is a big one for you guys. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Strike Butchery are going to be doing 12%. So Mongoose Bite strike damage is not bad. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite have a 20% chance to make your next Mongoose Bite, and Butchery costs 10% less focus and deal. So this is a lot of single target damage. You're trading some of that kind of splash explosive bomb damage for some really high sustained single target damage, which could be really fun. I think that's likely actually going to be a bit stronger than the current set bonus. I think single target is generally more valuable than kind of splash AoE and PvP. For Mage, you're keeping the same set bonus with Season 3. I've seen a lot of mages switching from Arcane to Frost, though, and even Fire lately. I don't think it's that Arcane is necessarily bad, but you should probably just expect you to be in a very similar spot to where you are right now, moving to Season 4 for Arcane. For Fire Mage, you guys are jumping back to Season 2. Phoenix Flames applies Charring Embers to all enemies it damages, increasing their damage taken from you by 5%. And when your direct damage spells hit an enemy affected by Charring Embers 20 times, the damage of your next 2 Phoenix Flames is going to be increased by 200%. Now, right now, anything that's going to increase the damage of your Ignite or your Living Bomb is going to be what you want to play around with Fire. So getting 5% more damage to the target is going to do that. So this could likely be pretty good for you as Fire. For Frost Mage, you're keeping the same Glacial Spike talents set bonus. I'm not happy about it. I personally like playing the Ice Lance build, and I'm still playing it even with the Glacial set bonus being the set bonus. I find it to be more enjoyable in PvP at the moment than trying to get this Glacial off against a lot of different setups that are in the game that can stop you forever. If you like Glacial, you're going to continue to like Frost Mage. You can make the Ice Lance build work. I'm almost at 2400 now playing the Ice Lance build while oddly enough wearing the Glacial Spike set bonus for some stupid reason. I think it's because I was doing the Fire Mage challenge when I was wearing it, and I just never got anything else. But Frost is going to be in a very similar spot, I think. For Brew Master monks, you're getting Breath of Fire damage increased by 40%. It's going to heal you for 50% of it. Your attacks against targets afflicted by Breath of Fire have a chance to deal 15% extra damage to Shadow Flame. So just overall damage increase. The tank specs are getting a lot of nasty stuff in terms of set bonuses for PvP. Mistweaver monk, you're really strong at the moment. I think between being able to play Fistweaver and Caster, if you can play both of those and swap between them, yeah, you're keeping the same set bonus, and you're likely going to feel about the same in terms of overall power. Windwalker monks are going back to Season 1 set bonus. So basically the damage that's bumping up your blackout kicks at the moment is now going to be juicing up your rising sun kicks, which I actually think is likely going to be better. I actually think Windwalker is going to be really scary single target burst with this set bonus and the item level that we are getting up to. For Paladins on Holy, you are now going to be jumping back to Season 2, which I actually think is weaker, given that in Season 3's set bonus, it gives you Purge Protection. So you're going to be way more susceptible to having your Blessing of Freedoms and Blessing of Protections being stolen. You're going to gain Holy Shock critical strike heals for 60% more, but there's actually a nice little tech you can do as a Warlock. You can amplify Curse of Weakness a Holy Paladin, and then their Holy Shocks can't crit. So you can completely delete their set bonus on top of that moving into this following season and make it really tough for them. And now Holy Prism might be, a talent that you're likely going to select given this set bonus is going to be reactivating. For prop Paladins, Avenger's Shield grants you and your closest allies some versatility, so a little bit of extra team utility for prop Paladin. I don't see enough of this, honestly, to really give much of an opinion for it. Red Paladins are keeping Season 1 or Season 3, which you're unhappy about. I think you would have loved to have gotten the Hammer of Wrath one. The vote was actually so close at 5,700 to 69. Red's going to feel about the same, and right now it's really powerful. It's got high synergy with Mistweaver Monks, being able to Sanctuary them out of CC, which they're really susceptible to, and just tons of damage from 20-yard range is really crazy. So Red Paladin's likely going to feel really good, even still with the Season 3, but you could have got it better if you got a Season 2. For Discipline Priest, you're also keeping the same set bonus, which I personally don't like because I don't play the Shadow Covenant and I don't even use the 4-piece. But even with that being said, I still like playing Disc even just with the 2-piece and playing the Shield build. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So Disc is probably going to feel about the same. I've seen a lot of Disc Priest, and I had some discussions with Vayneruki yesterday. He was saying he actually thinks Disc Priest is a lot more viable than a lot of people give it credit for. So Disc could be really good here moving into Season 4. For Holy Priest, you're keeping the same set bonus, which is great because it just saves you a ton of mana and GCDs, having Holy Word, Serenity, and Sanctify apply hots to the target, and then having a chance to make them free. So with Lightwell as well applying Renew, it's really fun. I've been playing my Holy Priest a lot more, and I was struggling with it. If you've watched any of my tier list leading up to this point, I hadn't been recommending Holy Priest very much, but lately I think it actually has gotten a lot more fun. I think a lot of the healers are really fun at the moment. Shadow, you're going back to Season 2, so you're not going to be getting those big instant cast Shadow Word Pains, which is going to be a really big nerf to your single target and your burst. Instead, you're going to be getting Shadowy Insight triggering more, which increases Mind Blast, and you don't like that. You don't like spells that increase Mind Blast because Mind Blast is such a low percentage of your overall damage. Now, Devouring Plague is going to be getting 15% more damage, and every 4 casts of it will increase the conjuring of Shadowy Apparitions by 80%. So you're going to trade single target burst for AoE, which is not ideal when it comes to PvP. Shadow is probably going to feel a bit weaker as a result of this. Assassination is keeping the same Season 3 set bonus. So as Assassination, it's actually getting a bit more traction. I think since the Outlaw Rogue nerf, some more people are playing this. If you're playing with an Affliction Lock or a Shadow Priest, it seems like those are actually pretty decent combos, and you have a tremendous amount of pressure with that spec in 3v3. Now, in Solo Shuffle, you're a bit squishier. It's easier to exploit. You don't have as much coordination with your team. But in 3v3, give one of those Dog Cleaves compositions a run, and I think you're going to have some fun in 3v3. You should probably expect to feel about the same, given the fact that it's the same set bonus, right? Outlaw Rogue's keeping the same set bonus. It's probably going to feel about the same. I think Outlaw Rogue is really fun as well right now. A bit more complicated, more nuanced spec, take a little bit more time to get into, but you're going to feel about the same, obviously, keeping the same set bonus. And then the same can be said for Subtlety Rogue, keeping the same set bonus. Your finishers are going to still feel really bursty. Although I only see Subtlety in like Rogue Mage Priest pretty much right now, and in Shuffle it can be really difficult to make some situations work, but the sub-rogue banes will keep playing it. I don't think any Fodden players are really going to be switching to it, though. For Shaman, we've got Elemental. You're keeping the same set bonus. Thank God this one is crazy fun and good. It's just Ellie Blast, granting you all the charge effects, and then your Lava Burst just shooting out tons of lava bursts. You're going to be feeling great and about the same moving into Season 4. For Enhancement, you're keeping the same set bonus as well, so you're probably going to still play the Elementalist build with Lava Lash and Primordial Wave and just cooldown reductions around Spirit Wolves and getting a ton of wolves out and lobbing out big Ellie Blasts. So if you like that playstyle, unfortunately, mobility probably still going to be the main kind of gripe for you moving into Season 4. For Restoration Shamans, yikes. This is probably the biggest yikes. You're moving down to Season 1 set bonus, which is so much worse than your Season 3 set bonus. It's just critical strike chance and critical strike healing, which is modified down in PvP anyways. So, Not too great for Resto Shaman. Probably going to feel a bit weaker. For Warlocks, Affliction, you're going back to your Soul Rot set bonus, or you're keeping your Soul Rot set bonus, I should say, which has felt really good. I think Affliction is picking up more and more traction with every round of balance tuning. I really do actually think that more and more specs are becoming viable. So I'm excited to see how it scales with higher item level as well, as Warlocks tend to do better and better as that scaling comes through. Demonology Warlock, keeping the same set bonus. Thank God. This one's really fun. Just summoning in Doom Guards that are pumping out some really big numbers. Demonology's got annoyingly the largest amount of CC, I think, in terms of having every DR, so they can just stun you, coil you, stun you again, fear you, and keep you out of the game for a long time. But you're going to keep the same gameplay moving forward. Destruction, another yikes. You're going back to Season 1 set bonus, which is as much like the Resto Shaman, just boring crit percent modifiers and critical strike damage increase. I don't know why these PvEers voted for the most boring set bonuses that are in PvP are also the worst. This was way less fun than proccing your rifts. Destro is probably going to fall off really hard. For Warrior, we've got Arms Warrior. You're keeping the fun set bonus with the sudden death procs off your rend with tons of execute damage. You're going to be having a good time with this set bonus moving into Season 4. For Fury, same deal. I've even seen more Fury Warrior recently in the past couple of days and hasn't looked, completely awful as I've given it, very low rankings. It's actually kind of surprising me. I'm wondering if I'm going to see more and more of it moving forward. We'll have to see on my stream, but you should probably expect to be about the same. And for Prot Warriors, you're keeping the same Season 3 set bonus, so probably expect to stay in about the same spot when it comes to PvP. And that's the roundup. We've seen like which classes are kind of winners here, which ones are moving forward, staying about the same place. Overall, I think that the game balance is actually getting into a really good spot, and hopefully they can just address MMR so that the rewards are more attainable for players, and they can feel like they can hit their benchmarks and their goals, because the balance is honestly getting into a really good spot. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.